Michael Williams with the super chat says, Jay aired out Trump on 444. Mexicanos ain't building effing walls around me and more worried about Trump than anyone overseas. Feel me?
No, I like Pusha T's Born Untouchable. I'm like Bono with the edge. In Mexico, fuck Donald and his pledge.
Well,
Right.
I mean, Trump's an easy target, right? Kodak Black's catching all kind of heat for a whole bunch of stuff. People saying he needs help, this, that, and the third. But he got on Drink Champs and said, yeah, Trump asking for $1 million, he'd give it to him, no problem. But he's not the only one. I think Waka Flocka openly, went out and, um, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Endorsed Trump for president 2024. Obviously, we know Kanye and there's
I'm
a
about to
lot
say
of
you.
people in
Oh, no, no, no. Let's back up a little bit, Mike.
Mhm.
Let's talk about whose fault this is.
whose fault.
Kanye's.
I wouldn't say it's anybody's quote
Yes, it
unquote
is.
fault. I think the fault lies on one side not doing what people expect them to do. And I think that we've gotten to a point now where I've never seen hip hop on a mainstream, underground, or whatever level, Trump aside, I've never seen hip hop be so openly Republican ever. Like that used to be a negative connotation to be a black Republican. It was kind of like calling somebody a sellout without calling them a sellout. And you have people from all walks of life in the hip hop community who have no problem endorsing a Republican candidate. And I just find that interesting. And I don't know if that's something that is going to continue or something new, but I find that interesting because I think that the young people have seen the empty promises from a side that hip hop has historically supported for the past 40 years.
Well, both parties suck. That's why I'm independent. And I feel all black people in America should be independent because neither one of these parties love us. They don't even love their own. They couldn't get Hillary across the finish line. That's when I got done with the Democrats. It's like, I know that you're racist, but now I know that you're misogynistic and problematic. She's the most qualified candidate in the history of this country. And they pretty much wouldn't let her in because she had a vagina, and her own side co-signed it. So they ain't shit on this side. They ain't shit on that side. Come to the independent side with Coop. But the shit's still Kanye's fault because of the brand Kanye brings to the table. Him walking around with Trump, wearing "Make America Great Again" hats. No, he's the biggest proponent and the biggest part of the problem of the Trump Black Republican thing because blacks have been bringing up Trump in raps for years. Nas, Jay, Meth have all done it
But no
long
one's
before he thought
really
about getting in office.
endorsed. No one's really endorsed. You know what I mean? They'll say those
When you
things,
when you
but
endorse his money, you endorse him because it's the same way Jay gets endorsed.
well,
When
no,
Jay
no.
was out, people were endorsing Jay's money and Jay's business moves. It's like, oh, Jay came into the game with money, right?
Well, no. Kanye,
Right.
Kanye,
Endorse.
Kanye definitely endorsed Trump. But I think that the problem is like for some of the older rappers who come from that vote or die era, what the younger people I would imagine are seeing is the fact that they'll go out there and endorse a candidate, and then when the candidate gets in, and gas is $1 million, or eggs are like $15, these people that told you to go vote like your life depend on it don't say shit. And I think young people see that, you know what I mean, and it puts a bad taste in their mouth either way. But my thing is like, if you're gonna go so hard for any candidate, red or blue or whatever, at least hold those candidates accountable. And I think that when it comes to the blue side, young people haven't seen that, and I think that is getting them going to the point where they're like, "Fuck it, get this other guy back in there." You know what I mean? But I've never seen hip hop in this place, honestly.
Because hip hop's never had this many people with this much money involved in it, Mike.
Hip hop's never had this many people with this many voices too, and I also think that there was
It's the
also,
money, Mike. It's not their voices. It's the money. We've always had voices. It's a monetary thing.
but all the
Like,
voices, I think all the voices were saying the same thing though. You know what I mean? Like
That's
whenever,
because they have money.
but when they were talking that vote or die stuff and rock the vote and all that, those are democratic, those are democratic voting initiatives. They weren't on MTV talking about rock the vote to go out there and vote for Bob Dole. You know what I mean? Like they weren't.
Rock the Vote did help put Obama on the scene though, with the
Nah,
black
that was
community.
voter. Well, was it
Vote or
voter
Die
die?
was that Rock? One of those.
Yeah,
You
rock
know,
the
Pump
vote was more
interviewed him
Clinton.
when he was still like a senator from Chicago and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and that did help put him up on the hip hop map.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the hip hop vote has helped all Democratic candidates. I mean, even when Bill Clinton was running and he had issues with Sister Soldier, he was still able to circumvent that through like the MTV crowd, the Rock the Vote initiatives, and all of those things.
Yeah, we got that wigger in office
Well,
on Arsenio playing the saxophone and shit.
But again, those things they put a lot of money into those things to make those things happen. But again, I've never really seen a time where actual prominent individuals in the hip hop community are so openly Republican. So I think that's going to make this.
I find it so fascinating that all of these black men with money would rather go endorse their oppressor than to financially get behind somebody within their own realm and back them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I've been on this show saying multiple times that black men with money too often behave like their white counterparts who oppress them when they get money, and the political structure and how these black men move is the prime example, and it's disgraceful. All of them.
Well, I mean, I think they're oppressors on both sides. I mean, if you look at the record of the current...
Listen to what I'm saying, Mike. Yeah. I didn't say choose a Democrat or Republican. I said choose somebody up in here and get behind them. Like, look at how much money Kanye and Jay got just between the two of them. Well, we can make it happen, but we don't, because we'd rather invest into some punk-ass old white man.
This is the thing, right? Kanye actually ran, and...
I voted for Kanye.
People called him crazy.
I'm not voting for these white dudes no more.
And the fact that, somebody like Common, who is intelligent as Common is, who's from Chicago, Kanye put him in position to be where he is now in that political sphere and on a mainstream level. The fact that he will openly go out there and campaign for Joe Biden, knowing that dude's record over your guy. And again, I'm not out here saying, go vote for Kanye, whatever. But in Common's situation, do you think if he wanted to roll out an initiative for his community or whatever, think he's going to have an easier time talking to Kanye about it or talking to Joe Biden about it?
I have no problem with voting for Kanye because, I mean, first of all, musically, he hasn't done anything great for 10 years, so it's not like I'm holding on waiting for music. And, yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the honest to God truth. He's been in the past 13 years. He's been more of a fashion and political maven than he has been a rap artist.
No,
I have no problem with voting for Kanye because it's like, no. When I look at Kanye, it's like, well, he's black like me. He's got mental health issues like me, and he always thinks he's right, just like me. Give me that nigga. Fuck these white guys.
What would you think people would say about Tupac if he would have ran for office? They would have said he's crazy.
Voting for him too. Voting for him over Kanye. Don't make me split the vote. Have them run together.
They would have pulled out. They would have pulled out his old footage of him spitting at cameras. They would have called him unhinged. They would have pulled out those records and the charges and things of that nature. So let's not just dump on one individual because it's like if Pac was running, as great as we know Pac is and was, they would be going in on him too. But my problem with Ye running, he didn't have the support of his peers to even, let's just say, because we're not going to agree with everything that anybody's doing, right? But don't you think that, his peers would be able to be like, yo, I don't agree with this, this, and this, but I support you. Let's think about doing this, this, and this. And these are people that he's collaborated with, whether it be on music, whether it be fashion, events, whatever. You don't think that he would listen to them and try to formulate something? But they didn't even give that level of support a chance. They just went out there and supported somebody who's not going to answer their calls right now. And that's the problem, I think. You know what I mean? Because we always talk about, yo, somebody need to step up and do it. Somebody did it. Nobody supported them.
So, Mike, I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, we are.
We're just talking about it differently. I'm talking about these men who have all these strong opinions and views until it's time to step into arenas where the whole demographics of Black America are affected, and then they just be like, no, I'm gonna go pick this white guy on some real sucker shit. Quite frankly, that's what it is. Like, I always bring it back to like eye level. It's like, well, if we was outside and you told me that you wanted this, and this for our community, and I heard it musically from years through you, and then you finally acquired the wealth and the resources to make some of these things happen, and you didn't do them, I look at you the same way I look at the oppressive white man, because what are you doing that's so different?
Yeah. Well.
Hey, sucker nigga, wherever you are.
I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the lack of support from his peers that Kanye got in trying to take such a big step, you know. And these are people that would always probably call him for a feature. What all these people that was crying to get on Donda. But I will say this though. I think the younger generation, which is more disturbing, the younger generation was more prone to support him than the people that he actually worked and built and knew and had a real relationship with.
No, that's what I'm saying. How about this? If a motherfucker like Ronald Reagan can be an actor and become president, don't tell me Kanye can't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, because if you're telling me as a black man that that's not possible, then what you're telling me is that this racism is too real and we don't need to be here if that's the case.
It's just not possible.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get to skirt the other shit just because you don't want Kanye in office. And I understood that. That's why I voted for him. Mike, have you heard anybody on any of these podcast platforms be harder on him than me? I still voted for his ass because it's different. That's my musical opinion. But if I'm going down on a ship, I'm going down with my brothers, not some fucking old white man I can't trust, because at 42 years old, I fucking know better about this country. Now, what the fuck is wrong with us?
Mad Max of the Super Chat says, Hillary said all brothers was predators. I would never co-sign that. That B, she can catch a hot one. Glad Trump won. I like my enemies to be real. It's Mad Max. That's the younger generation speaking right there. Stefan Youngblood, the Super Chat says, what up, Cooper Mike? What up? Jermaine Johnson with the Super Chat says, Ye don't deserve to have support from his peers. Why not? He supported them.
I didn't.
And, you know, and honestly, man, when we talk about him, and I know that, you know, we're not supposed to be talking about this individual, but he has helped out damn near everybody. If we talking musically, these guys, and let's talk, man, Common, really?
Okay.
Like, really?
Let me break this down for people. Let's say, Mike, like everybody knows, I'm a tennis fan, right? So let's say, Mike, we don't do according to hip hop. Let's say this was like according to basketball, and I helped you build out your own league and team, a la the Big Three, and that's what it's according to basketball. All right. I leave according to basketball and all the things that we built up and all the wonder relationships that we've built to go start a tennis league. Okay? That's a spectrum where blacks are not as prevalent as whites. Kind of like politics. Mike, in order for me to make that crossover from basketball to tennis, I'm going to need the support of my people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to need my people to talk about how they don't trust me or how they don't respect me or how they're not sure how I'm going to do. Because you know who don't do that shit when people do stuff like that? White people, black people. You foolish ass. Like, for real, it's foolish, and we got to stop being so fucking ignorant. This game is won by numbers and galvanizing together. I've said this to you constant times, Mike. Two white men who do not know each other will meet at a bar and have drinks. And by the time they leave, they are giving each other's children's jobs in their respective companies.
Yeah.
We We be on that dumb shit, Mike. We be like, I don't know if I can trust him. I don't know if he's who should be representing me. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You dance with who brung you.
Yeah.
If Kanye's in a position and is galvanized enough power to get on the ballot, I'm picking him over a white man every day. And any brother that doesn't agree with me, go read The Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois. Go read the autobiography of Malcolm X, and then come kick that shit to me and tell me that you know what you're talking about.
I would
the
love
two greatest black thinkers that I've ever read from taught me that, not this bullshit that we be doing.
I would love for Common, John Legend, and Big Sean to explain to me why they supported, not even supported. They campaigned for Joe Biden over their brother, Kanye West, regardless if they weren't seeing eye to eye at any moment. But I would love for them to explain, because in Big Sean's case, Kanye, he brought you to the world. He gave you a career. I mean, your career is kind of on his back. Same thing with John Legend and Common.
All three of them.
And Common, man.
All three of Common is still here without Kanye, but he's not who he is without Kanye.
No,
Big Sean, I don't even know if Big Sean. I don't even know if they get a deal without Kanye. Let's keep it real.
Man, listen, man. Without Kanye coming along in 2005 after Common made Electric Circus, Common might be doing I say this respectfully as podcasters ourselves. Common might be doing a podcast somewhere if Kanye didn't come along and doing. You know what I mean? Like, Common's Common, but I'll tell you this, man. My mother and people who are just pedestrian hip hop listeners, they wouldn't know who Common is. They wouldn't. They didn't. A lot of people told me they thought B was his first album. Like, shit.
Okay, so let's go. So, how we get here with Kanye again? God damn it. So,
because Kodak.
This is what I'm saying, though. And you're right. Don't nobody know no damn Big Sean and Common outside of these specters and these walls like that. But tell me why, when Kanye was doing all of this, the Jay-Z's, the Ice Cubes, Jay Princes, Pharrell, Tim, all you niggas with money, that's how we doing? Because I hate to be the one to break it to people. You know how Black Wall Street got built, right? Greenwood, Archer, and Pine in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Yeah.
A black man wanted to build something. Two black men wanted to build something. The community got behind them, Mike.
Exactly.
They couldn't build it alone.
Now,
Greenwood,
I will
Archer,
say
and
this.
Pine existed. Those three streets came and intersected and existed because a community understood the value of getting behind each other at all costs. So all of you who think that you're using discernment or fuck all that shit you're talking. We're black and in America. We are disenfranchised from the jump and not in a position to play those fucking games.
Now, I will say this. To play devil's advocate, I think Kanye could have done a better job reaching out to the community himself. He went to podcasts and podcasters who really weren't pro-black on that level either, but I think based on the lack of support that he was receiving from his community, he felt this is where he needed to go. But I think there's some blame both ways.
Same way Ice Cube ended up on Tucker Carlson, Mike. How did that happen?
Exactly.
Why does this keep happening to black men with a message? Whether you agree with the message or not, why do they keep having to run into a white man to get a fucking answer?
Yeah, it's true. Leroy Green with Super Chat.
All of you who don't agree with me, as soon as you can answer that question, you can have it.
Leroy
but
Green
you can't
with the
answer
Super
that
Chat.
fucking question, Mike. And there's something very fundamentally broken and wrong with black men and women who can't answer that question that are okay with their oppressors doing this.
Leroy Green with the Super Chat says, "What up, A2HH? So you're saying black folks should put the political future in the hands of Kanye West? Did you see Ye's first speech? Who should we support?" Well, I mean, let's be honest, Leroy. And I say this respectfully. We put the country in the hands of somebody who doesn't even know what country they're in right now. You know what I'm saying? That's happening.
Mike, all the evidence you need of what needs to be done Did you see how white people got behind Donald Trump? Or what part of this program are we missing? He is literally, Mike, his IQ level, if he were to get tested, might speak the mental retardation, and he got into the president's office because people got behind him. Yeah. And so all this, I don't believe in Kanye's views and and this, that, or the other. Look here. When you wake up and cut on the TV, do you want to see a reflection of yourself or don't you? Because whether you like Kanye or not, and I don't like Kanye, Mike, I think everybody knows that. More of a reflection of me than fucking Donald Trump and Joe Biden, though.
I'm surprised in your stance here. I thought you would be with some of the people that are here in the chat. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat
says, the chat don't know what the fuck they talking about, respectfully.
Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, making great music doesn't warrant political support. But see, my question...
Neither does being a real estate mogul, but Donald Trump got in office, Mike. Neither does being an actor. People like Ronald Reagan was governor. No, motherfucker. He became governor after he was an actor. Mike, he was a B-level. Mike, he wasn't even Clint Eastwood. He was a C-level actor.
So does it warrant political support if somebody's spent their whole political career passing nothing but policies and bills that target you? Does that warrant the support? Give me the guy with the beats.
Hold on. All these people that are talking about they wouldn't vote for Kanye, I want y'all to put in who y'all voted for so you can understand how fucking ignorant you really sound. Because most of y'all voted for Joe Biden with your dumb asses.
Dari Star with the super chat says, Trump is authentically himself, whether you like him or not. Same with Ye. But I prefer to have an actor who's going to sell me them lies. What? And this is why they, do these studies and campaign the way they campaign, because people want to be lied to. Coop, that's what happens. I mean, people just want to be lied to.
Black people like to be lied to, Mike. We like to be manipulated and psychologically broken down, apparently, instead of taking a chance on our own. We will take a chance on a white man who we know has a racist background or record before Kanye.
But you know what?
Hold on, Mike. But we'll go buy some fucking Yeezys, and we'll go buy his albums, though. It's like, no, I trust this nigga to make some shoes or to rap. Want to run my country? No, a white man's supposed to do that. Stop that, Kanye. That's for white people to do.
Well, see,
y'all sound lost.
One thing I will say, though, if there was
stay woke.
If it was a thing where, people gave that individual a chance, that's fine. But when you give that chance and your chance comes back negative, you hold that politician accountable. That's the name of the game. That's my problem. I have no problem with the fact that people voted for who they wanted to vote for, but don't get radio silence when shit gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's an artist, and we do this all the time on this show, if we put our bid in for this person's going to make album of the year, right? They put that album out and it's trash. We're not going to sit here and dress it up and say nothing because that was our pick. We're going to call it out for what it was. We're going to be like, you know what? I was wrong. This album's trash.
Hey, Leroy, I voted for Bernie too. Guess what? Not enough of us did. He's probably the one white guy in the last 50 years that actually might have given a damn about women and black people in this country, but the women and the black people couldn't fucking see it enough to get him in office. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think his issue was more so the white voters, really.
Well, he was talking socialistic tendencies. You cannot do that to white people in America because this is a democracy with all the racism involved.
Mal Seven with the super chat says, "What up, fellas? It's been a minute. Got on here, but I think Pac beats Biggie song for song."
Hey, real quick, LP, I love you, fam. I need you to put in the chat who you voted for. Same thing with you, TD. I'm not being emotional. Tell me who you voted for. No, tell me who you voted for, fam. Because I'm out here on Frontline.
Dot with the super chat says, Sean did support Ye. Kanye just be in his feelings. No, he didn't. No. We were covering that. Big Sean was openly campaigning for Joe Biden. He was. And Common was out here in Atlanta performing for it. And him and Offset as well. And then they did an encore when Osnoff and Warnock were running and doing their runoff. They went and performed again. LP with the super chat says, and y'all see John Legend all the time, so I ain't even got to break that down. LP with the super chat says, What was Ye's economic policy, foreign policy, but what was Joe Biden's? Like, come on, man, don't do that. But see, this is what
Right.
we
You see how hold on, watch. Pause for a second. This is what I'm talking
This
about
is
when I'm talking
crazy.
about people behaving like they're oppressors. Whoever asked that, you sound like a news anchor from Fox. What the Mike?
Let me finish his super
Mike,
chat. Let me
what was
finish.
Trump's foreign policy other than if somebody bothers us, it's bombs over Baghdad?
I mean,
What
we
the
see.
fuck was his policy?
Look, we see what the foreign policy is here. Do y'all agree with that? LP with the super chat says, "What was Jay's economic policy, foreign policy, budget? Let's not talk budget, Jesus. So we're supporting to support Ye because we like his
Like,
beats. This shit is bigger than who you like. Y'all want
it
blind
was
loyalty just because he made them songs. Bugging. This is my thing, and I'm not saying blind loyalty. I'm saying whatever you believe in politically, if Cooper's running for president, I'm pretty sure I have a better chance of getting those initiatives through my brother than somebody who's not going to answer my call a year later. That's all I'm saying. Bottom line. Like,
whoever. This is what I'm talking about. I don't think people get it. Let me try to express this to you. Talking about you want blind loyalty over a white man, yes. Because what type of loyalty is a white man showing a black man in America, really? You understand how foolish you sound when you say some of these things. Oh, y'all just want us to be blind loyal to this black guy. You do it for a white person every 4 years and you never say fucking shit about it. So it shouldn't be a problem doing it. No, every 4 years, this black contingency goes out and places their loyalty with an old white man who does not give a shit about them.
well, let's not sit
And
here
we've
and act
all
like
done it, Mike. I voted for Al Gore. It still hurts on the inside that I did that. I just didn't want to vote for W because his grandfather, helped fund Nazi banks during World War II.
look, this is the thing. And let's not sit here and act like all the work that Common and Kanye have put together, they have no level of relationship. Both of these guys, regardless of what y'all think about Ye now, both of these guys are very conscious men from the same city, Chicago. They know what's going on in the world. It would be asinine of us to feel that they haven't had socio economic conversations behind the scenes. And to think that you have one of those guys that you've had these conversations with, that you've agreed and disagreed with, whatever, actually in position to run for president and you didn't support that, that's, come on, guys. Like, take Kanye out of it. Let's just say this is just a random person that they're close to with each other, right? They've done work together. They've actually covered these topics together. It's not about just beats. It's different. You're not going to give that person a chance, but you're going to give somebody with a bad record on your community a chance? That's odd. Come on, man.
I just have one question for all the black people in the room. When has investing into an old white man for a black man in America or woman
worked out, right?
Turned out to be beneficial for us in the long run? I'll wait for the answer, Mike. That's what I'm saying. We've been waiting almost 500 years for the fucking answer to that question. I'm tired of fucking waiting.
Firebird Phoenix with the super chat says, "You spitting this evening, Coop? Spitting." K Nicole with the super chat says, Ice Cube also went to Roland Martin and got a temper tantrum when Roland asked him real political questions. See,
no,
now,
I saw that. Roland be doing sucker shit. That is not how that went.
That's not what happened. What happened was the fact that Roland was trying to grill this man on things that didn't even need to be grilled on, and he tried to connect him with.
He tried to railroad Ice Cube.
He also tried to connect him with
black man.
He also tried to connect him with one of those Black Lives Matter leaders that got in all that trouble too. So gotta put that part in there as well. And he also tried to make it sound like his plan wasn't valid if it didn't run through the Black Caucus and all this boule stuff. That's what he tried to do. Yeah.
LP gotta go.
LP
Roland gotta go. What's his name? I love Dr. Cornel West. He gotta go. No. Your services are no longer needed here in this community.
He's running for president.
Please take your race card. turn it in for the people that you work for, that keep paying you, that you keep on voting for. Your services are no longer needed here. You're no longer needed here.
LP with the super chat says, "Wait, Obama was black for the majority vote, and yet y'all was here saying that he was a puppet and he didn't do anything for the black community, even though he had the biggest economic turnaround."
Mike,
a lot of
you're the
loaded
one
stuff
that's
there.
Mike. Hold on 1 second. First of all, that was Mike saying that stuff, not me. So you need to separate us, because Mike and I have gotten into arguments before the show, during the show, and after the show about these things.
What did I say?
Here's the reality of the matter. Obama did not do a lot of things policy-wise we would like to see in the black community, but he was a great fucking president for this country. Unlike these sorry-ass old white men we've been getting the entirety of my existence on this earth. Let's run them down since I've been alive. I believe when I was born, Jimmy Carter was still in office. And then it went to Ronald Reagan. And then it went to George H. Bush. And then it went to Bill Clinton. And then it went to George W. Bush. And then we got Obama. And then they followed up Obama with Trump and somebody who helped create Social Security when FDR was in office.
This is what I will say, man. And obviously, as a person that follows politics,
bunch of sorry-ass white men.
I'm critical of anybody that's in office. And many of the people that I voted for, I've been critical of. I voted for Obama twice. And I think that if you want to talk about being a great speaker, and somebody who seemed to genuinely care and give you that aesthetic of professionalism in the White House and in the highest office, he did an incredible job. And he's tough to match on that level. But
who's been the best president in the last 50 years? Let's be honest. Not because he's black.
I think it's Obama, honestly.
It is.
I mean, everything considered.
Objectively speaking, he's been the best president the last 50 years.
But to my point, no president's ever done anything really beneficial for the black community, him included. So I don't think that's a knock on him. That's just the office. And that's just the reality of it. So, yeah. Dari Saw with the super chat says, "Mike, read my message right next time. I never say I want to be lied to. I said other people prefer to be lied to. Sorry, Dari." So.
We, in this community, need to understand that although we have risen, we are still a small part of this populace, and we are still disenfranchised, and we need to behave like it. They literally try to burn down or take everything great that we do in this country. Why do we not understand this in 2023 collectively enough? It don't have to be Kanye, Mike, but my whole thing was guess who was available to me? Kanye or my oppressors? Give me Kanye. At least I can roll up on Kanye and be like, yo, nigga, you're tripping. Will you stop? Can you stop? Mike, when we try to have that conversation with old white men, they don't even respond.
Oh, no, you're not even getting in the door.
We're going to get a response from Kanye, because Kanye going to come out and snap back at you and be like, y'all ain't finna keep on treating me this way. Right. Let's talk about this shit. Let's talk about it, Kanye.
Man.
And you know how bad, I want the chat to understand how bad this is. If y'all have been watching this show, I've been harder on Kanye than anybody else. And y'all actually have me out here supporting Kanye live on TV. That's how disenfranchised we are, and that's how lost y'all seem to be like when it comes to this. Like, Mike, I'm one of those people. How about this, Mike? I'm going to tell you something my cousin Six told me a long time ago about the west side of Charlotte. West side of Charlotte's broken up like in the free parts. There's like Freedom Drive, Tuckasegee part. There's like the West Boulevard, Clanton Park side that we're really from. There's a Beatties Ford part I went to high school and kind of came up on. Mike, we be having beef on the west side back in the day. You feel me? Like, niggas over here wouldn't like the niggas over here. Mike, let us be out at the club and the nigga from the east side or the north side try somebody from the west side. The beef's over for the night. We about to stomp them niggas from the east side out tonight. Because what you not about to do is come on the west side and fuck with us.
Yeah.
We gonna fuck with each other? Look, listen, Mike, we gonna fuck with each other? Oh, we might have beef with each other. We might kick in each other's door. But if you fuck with us, Mike, and that's why I love the west side and I still claim it even though I was raised more in Atlanta. Oh, no. If you fuck with niggas on the west side, they will stop beefing and come get your ass.
It's like siblings. Leroy Green with the super chat
says, but it's also called love, Mike.
Yeah.
It's also called community.
It is. You're right. Leroy Green with the super chat says, "I voted for Bernie because that was what he said, a veiled vote for Killer Mike." So who you got better than my vote? So who you got better than my vote? Killer Mike is Killer Mike. I mean, that's who he endorsed. Dari Star with the super chat says, "I personally want Kanye in office. I believe in him more than I believe in these white folks." CJ
That's
Kidd.
all I'm saying. That is literally all I'm saying. It ain't that hard.
CJ Kidd with the super chat says,
it literally goes like this. It's like, who is that? Oh, that's some niggas from the other side. It's like, oh, we don't fuck with them today. We got our people right here.
CJ Kidd with the super chat says, "I never seen Mike laugh so hard in this moment." CJ Kidd also says, "Shout out to Coop for the vast knowledge." We got Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, "I'd vote for Joe Biden 100 times out of 100 over Ye." I'd vote for Coop 100 times out of 100 times. I'd vote for Killer Mike. Sorry, but I'm not voting for Ye. Okay, there you go. I feel you.
I can't stand Ye more than all of y'all, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to put that to the side. Y'all love Kanye more than I do. Believe that.
LP with the super chat says, "Maybe the closest person to him is not supporting him was a sign. They did have those convos with him and knew that he was bugging. We only saw a small portion." But see, my thing is, LP, is like, in that situation, when you're able to be that close to somebody and talk to them and have that relationship with them, talk to them and get them on course. Or like Coop said, that's community building at that point. You know, you can't be that unhinged, quote unquote, to the fact where nobody, even your peer group's not able to talk to you. Like, come on, man. It ain't that.
So this is what I mean about how our community works, Mike. Let's bring it back to our According to Hip Hop circle right quick. You and I have been doing shows from home for the better part of the past month. But part of the reason why we've been doing the shows from home is because we all collectively at According to Hip Hop had a meeting, and we realized we weren't doing the best by our studio show. And so we all sat down like grown-ass black men, because the woman that's involved wasn't there. Shout out to Leah. And we came with a game plan and gave everybody stuff to do so that we could fulfill the vision and the goal. And so, although According to Hip Hop says Mike D and Coop on every streaming platform and on the whole team got together and decided, it's like, yeah, we should have did this better. We shouldn't have did that. We need to run it like this. We too late about this. And we're about to go back in studio with our shit together. But we dealt with it like a community, like a family. And it's not that hard. And you're not above reproach. And so whether I like Ye, whether you like Ye, whether the people out there like Ye, he's part of this community. He's always going to look out for you more than Joe Biden or Donald Trump is. Even with his erratic, bipolar ass. Mike, it's a fact. And you want to know why it's a fact? Because we literally have a lineage of presidents. And quite frankly, it took Oprah putting all her money behind him to get a black guy in. It took the richest black woman in America. And it just took time and circumstance, right place, right time, just to break up what is a blatant pattern of racism. You can go look at President 1. Where are we at now? Racist. Mike, Andrew Jackson is on the fucking $20 bill. He used the word nigga more than me and you did. And he didn't like Indians either. He's an awful human being and an awful racist man. And he's on the $20 bill. He's on some fucking currency. I need us to wake up. We got racists on currency. Thomas Jefferson, love some, look, can't stand the nigga, but love to fuck our women, don't he?
Hey, man, right. History lessons, right? Patricio with the super chat. $20 super chat. 21. Says, what up, Mike? Cool. He said, I finally caught a live show from Chicago. This hip-hop political talk is entertaining. LOL. Coop, you got me cracking up. Coop, I can't lie. I voted Joe Biden. LOL. I'll consider my Chicago brother Ye in 2024. He's not running in 2024. He shouldn't run. Yeah. And is Kanye a good choice for the black community? Probably not. But I'm going to take our poor choice over their choice. Because here's what I know, Mike. I already know in regards to our community,
their choice is already a poor choice for our community. We have historical, empirical data that reflects it.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing really shows us
You know,
otherwise.
the two presidents, I forget what's his name. James Buchanan got impeached before Abraham Lincoln got in office. The next two presidents, I forget the guy. I know Ulysses Grant is the 18th president, but the 17th and Grant, like, they did everything in their power to try to reverse everything Abraham Lincoln did.
They sure did.
Like, do people know that? It's like, they tried to reverse all of that and keep us enslaved, right? They literally tried to start slavery over after Lincoln got killed. But Mike, they literally killed Lincoln for freeing us. Why are we missing this?
Andrew Williams with the super chat says,
they will murder their own about oppressing us, Mike. He was arguably the greatest president who had ever lived for them, and they still murdered him about freeing us. What more evidence do you need not to trust this demographic? They killed their own about our freedom. That lets you know how they play ball.
Andrew Williams with the super chat says, Coop is telling the absolute truth. We like 2 hours in. We didn't even get to your top 5 yet. You got the cigar today. You're smoking right now. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is piping hot.
Top 5 rappers that should be president over these old-ass white men. Let's go. Change the top 5.
All right.